Okay, early start this morning. I've only got 3 hours today, and then we're leaving, and the plasterer is coming in to skim tomorrow. So I'm trying to get all this done. Finished up the framing on these two walls, just so I've got a stud supporting, or a noggin supporting every board. This corner is going to have 4 HardieBacker panels. That's going to be where the shower is, and we'll tank everything anyway around that area just in case. But it's always best to use this stuff. Just it doesn't degrade if it gets moisture in it, and it's a lot more rigid to tile onto. So I've popped this shelving bracket on here, which I know is a nice square piece. I actually use it to cut the plasterboard, but it's quite handy to screw in. So when you're on your own, I can now sit my board on there, fix that one in, and make a start getting these boards up. So this one went on okay. I remember what I did last time. First time through, they didn't go all the way in on the first couple of screws. So what I did is just got a 7mm bit, just literally take a few mil out, and then you can countersink them, and that means they won't affect the tiles, and it'll send it all the way in. Right, running a bit short of time now, so what I'm going to do is just fix these in with maybe 4 screws just to get them in position. They're not obviously being plastered, so I can fix them properly next week, but I need to get these in place so I can plasterboard around it. So last one to go in here. Now you can score and score and score and get through dozens of blades, but what I tend to do is I just keep back any old wood saws that are no good anymore. I hold them back, and they'll get a few sheets out of each one of those, and it's actually a lot quicker as well. Jigsaw works well as well. I think the key's going to be this corner here. This will be covered by the architrave anyway. Okay, we'll tighten all those up next Tuesday when we're back. So now I'm going to get on and we'll sheet up the rest of it. I've tucked it behind a little bit that's render, so we should be able to plaster both of these. And where there's a gap down here and we're going to have the exposed brick, we'll have to fill that and tidy it up as much as we can. But I am out of time, and this is how not to leave it for your plasterer to come in and skim, but hopefully they'll be able to get that sorted in the morning. I've left messages everywhere. We need corner beads put on here, more plasterboard, same at the top, telling him that this isn't a doorway, it's going to be an alcove, but if you can plaster up to a corner bead, and all sorts of notes saying about the ceiling and that there isn't a working toilet, help yourself to a bucket. No. Right, so I think that's pretty much it. So hopefully we're going to return on Sunday night to a fully boarded and plastered bathroom, I hope. This section over here, he's going to skim over the top. Won't need to worry about the windowsill because I'll be changing the window anyway. But he's going to give all that a tidy up as well. So a bit of a full-on few hours, time to get washed if I can, and we're off to a wedding for the weekend. So we're going to be in a hotel with a working shower and a working toilet. So we'll be making the most of that. Okay. So I just managed to get the window out, the old window, and it came out pretty easy. As you can see, the plaster's drying really nicely in here. HardieBacker's there, and all the moisture resistant plasterboard, it's all drying. So we should be able to paint the ceiling tonight. But what I wanted to do is, where we're going to make a feature of this stone wall, I didn't want to start getting it all nicely painted and then have to change out the window. So brought forward the window swap, and we're going to do that tonight. So we're a little bit tight. The depth of the sill is 155, as is this gap, so we might struggle to slot it in there, but it's always been pretty tight on all the house windows, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We've got to take out a little nip out the corner of the sill to fit it around that pylon. So I've lifted it up. It's quite a light one, so I managed to do it on my own, and all we need to do is just notch out just a tiny slither there, so this will sit flush against the stonework. So about 2mm tight between the surround and this built up sill, internal sill. So whereas it's been wood in the plaster, here it's a bit of concrete, so I'm going to have to take a slither off this to get it to slot in.